Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and My Eyes. Feeling a bit better now, at last. Yay. Hi, all. Please remember to keep comments respectful. Super chats are available in the bottom right-hand corner. Donate if you want to. 99p a month. It's great that we get donations because it helps us to do great things with the money. Leslie says, thanks, chairs. Scotty's in the background saying hello to everyone. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Still, Roger's in the house, I believe. Gary's in the house. Chez is in the house. Leslie's in the house. Looking forward to doing this. It's been a while. It feels like it's been ages.
Where are
you? How are you feeling? You better?
Like shit.
Yeah, still. No. Yeah, it's all right. Okay, not the cold. Just like shit because of the result. Okay, right, get you.
No, I feel.
No, you're still feeling.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, you're still.
Yeah.
Shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can I get rid of it?
Will not go away. Nope. Look at that background. Oh, look at that guy.
Yeah.
So Scotty made it into the Chronicle. He's obviously been bumming Lee Ryder.
I was just at the front, mate, to be fair.
You were just at the course you were. How did you get to the front?
Sat there for a fair few hours before the game, mate.
Yep. I went and found him before on my way from Rosie's to the stadium. I found Scotty in the front row.
Nice.
It was a flyby, but it was hilarious.
Looked like you enjoyed yourself. I like to start on a funny start because I don't know if this is a lie or not. Right? If I've got the right one. There it is. I think this could be a lie. So I don't know if you know about this, but there was a Barcelona fan who flew into London, put into his phone St. James's Park, and ended up at the Exeter game last night, apparently.
I've seen this. And
So the Spanish supporter who made the journey to Devon from London turned up at the turnstiles of Exeter City at Adam Stansfield's stand last night, expecting to see his team take on Newcastle United. It was only when he showed his ticket to staff that he realised his mistake. Now, the stadium's a tad little bit smaller. That would be my first inkling. Now, the reason why I'm calling bullshit on this, there's no pictures.
Yeah.
You would have thought in the world of social media, the way everyone is now, the way that you get likes and impressions and all this sort of stuff, Exeter have got a TikTok account. They've got a Twitter account, X account, whatever you want to call it. Surely you'd take a picture.
You'd have thought so.
And you'd interview him as well, wouldn't you? You'd do everything to milk that story, wouldn't you? Well, personally, that's what I would have done. Hey, Robbie. So, yeah, I'm calling... I don't know if it's true or not, but it's been everywhere in the news, though. Absolutely everywhere.
Like you say, though, wouldn't you have walked up the stadium and gone, "Hold on a minute, are you?"
Yeah, exactly. It's friggin'
just
tiny.
like, yeah.
It's nowhere near the size of St. James, or the real St. James's Park, as I like to call it.
More to the point, how do you confuse Devon for Newcastle?
Yeah.
Even rudimentary English skills would say, yeah, I'm not in the right place.
Well, apparently he didn't speak a very good English, and yeah. But there we go. Story almost as factually accurate as some of the YouTube socials. Not going to go into that sort of stuff. Right. If anyone's an F1 fan, I'm doing this for a friend at work. He sells these calendars, makes them, sells them. It's every single track that's on the F1 calendar. If anyone would like one, get in touch with me. They're about 15 quid. They're really nice. There you go, mate. I've done your shout out. Right. Also, I've got Scotty to email Chris. I had a lovely conversation with Chris for 55 minutes today. He says it'll only take a half an hour to 45 minutes, and we babbled on for ages. It's not what you think it is, because do you know when someone reaches out and says, I want to interview about the owners and all this sort of stuff in Newcastle, you think, oh, here we go, human rights, all this sort of rubbish. Not one single thing about, I think there was one question kind of went down that line. But all the other questions are brilliant. It was more like how the owners are running the club. Do you feel they're doing it correctly? And all this sort of stuff. So if you live in Newcastle, that was a stipulation. If you live in Newcastle, reside in Newcastle over the years of supporting the club for many, many years, he said, get in touch with him, please, because he needs another 10. Obviously, I've put a few people onto him. I did mention you, Dan, but he said because obviously you fly over from America, and he just said it wouldn't, because it's a research, it wouldn't work as well. But he's keeping you in mind for other things. But a lovely guy, and it was good fun doing it. Yes, you would think so, but there we go. I did call bullshit on that story. Right, the lineups surprised me a little bit. Asula starting. Everyone knows I'm not his biggest fan. He had his chance to make a mark in the last game, starting against Man City, and I just didn't see it. So when I saw him starting and we're playing against Barcelona, who were top of La Liga, I thought, oh, here we go. But again, when I looked at the bench and he heard that Gordon wasn't well, there wasn't really anybody else who he could have put up there. My suggestion would have been playing Visser or Alanga up front, and then playing Murphy on the right and Barnes on the left. Would you have done anything different, Scotty?
I mean, I find it really weird that Wissett wasn't considered like £55 million worth of striker, and he doesn't even come in the thoughts of over Asula. Like, that worries me, mate. That I don't know what you think, Dan, but that worries me.
I'm beginning to think that something's not right, or he has genuinely lost the confidence of Eddie Howe. Because let's be honest, the last few times he's come on as a substitute, he's done nothing.
Is it possible he needs an op? I thought he had one on his knee already. Does he need another one? I honestly don't know. I don't know what's going on with this, but
if he does, though, he shouldn't be on the bench. Then, really,
I agree.
Because then it gives fans the thing of, well, why is he not playing him? Eddie should come out and say, well, there's a possible problem with Wisser.
We saw all that with Gordon. I don't know if you were online much when you were in the stack, but I was getting really angry with you protest too much, Baz. I'm not protesting at all, just having my say. Everyone was saying, well, Gordon's fit enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to start. When did that become a thing? You know, the guy's not well. Eddie Howe said in the interview he's got 30 minutes in him. And everyone's like, well, play him for the first 30 minutes. What, so you're going to drag him off after 30 minutes in the game? That's not going to look good, is it? And you don't know how the game's going to pan out with injuries. And, you know, I know they get 5 substitutions, but you've still got to use them wisely. So you don't want to throw a player on who you know is going to have to come off after 30 minutes, bringing them off in the first half. A bit like the Spurs goalkeeper.
The thing is, though, mate, how we like, you know, everybody's got an opinion on it, but if we all were right, we'd all be managers. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, at the end of the day, Eddie knows what he's doing. Like you say, you wouldn't give him the first 30 minutes, drag him off. It might have been going really well, and then you think, well, I've used him and I didn't really need to use him. You know, he's obviously left him and gone, if it's going really badly, I can whip him on for half an hour. The
other thing is as well, you play him in the first 30 minutes, he's playing well, it's still 0-0. It makes you want to keep him out there longer than what you should as well, and that could then cause an injury.
Yeah,
agree.
So that's frustrating to me, why people keep on banging on that drum, to be honest with you. Any other changes you might have made, Dan, to the starting lineup?
I said that standing in Rosie's, I was surprised that Asula was starting. I was surprised that Barnes was going to start, given Asula's, you know, young talent. But I mean, the rest of the side picks itself. Byrne with Chow, Trippier on the right, Hall on the left. The midfield 3 picks itself. So, yep, off we go.
Very interesting. I don't know what YouTube's doing at the moment, but I've uploaded 2 shorts and it's changed it to Arabic twice, which is a bit weird. So I'm a bit frustrated with that. No. That private message thing's got. Sorry, losing my train of thought. Started really well again. Like literally first 15, 20 minutes again, we were all over them like a rash, weren't we? But again, we didn't capitalize on that. We didn't score. And then Barcelona settled into the game. And I started to get worried at that point. I don't know what you guys thought.
I don't know what it was like inside the stadium, Dan, but I mean, in the stack, there was confidence. There was a lot of confidence. I think you're right, the first 15, 20 minutes, we looked really good. Do you know what we need, though? We need some killer instinct. We need somebody that can put the ball in the onion bag. Readily. It's just not happening for us. Because the Elanga was putting in some good balls. You're on mute, Baz, mate.
Yeah, sorry. You put a great ball in, didn't he? That went right across the face of the goal in the corridor. And Asula was just on his heels at the back post and didn't get there. That was frustrating. I thought Elanga played all right.
He did. I thought. You know what it is? I thought he did really well. Jacob Ramsey. I thought he was outstanding.
Agreed.
Absolutely outstanding.
Oh god, here comes it again.
You're getting them. I'm not getting them anymore. So like, just keep blocking them, and they'll go away eventually. I'm trying to get the. That's another way of doing it.
The one I was frustrated with, and I said it to the guy sitting to my right. I said I was ready to pull Barnes in the 30th minute. I was so frustrated with Barnes. You know, he gave the ball away. He, weak passes. He didn't get on a pass. For me, it was showing that he wasn't up for the task that night. But shows what I do. Eddie kept going.
I mean, he wasn't awful, but he wasn't fantastic at the same time either. Some of his runs he made, he was caught offside quite a lot.
Yeah.
But again, is that down to the midfield not releasing the ball quick enough and not seeing the runs fast enough? There was a few times where that happened, because they're playing such a high line.
Yeah,
you're thinking just get the ball into the corners and let them run onto it and give us a bit of a respite, especially when they were all over us at one point.
I'm hoping that's something we can capitalize on at Camp Nou, mind. They're high, because we were ripping them to bits when we got in behind. Like you say, though, we've just got to time that ball better, and maybe Gordon at Camp Nou will be. I mean, he's got to be a shoe-in to start, hasn't he? If he's fitting well.
Obviously, the sickness bug is obviously that's just another thing, right? So, well, if he's not well, why is he sitting on the bench next to his teammates? I'm like, he's past the incubation stage.
Yeah.
He can't give it to anyone. If you know what a bug is like, you've got it before you even know you've got it.
Yep.
And then that's when you're dangerous, because people pick it up from everybody else. Yeah. So when he's actually past all that and he's actually on the other end of it and coming out of it, he can be around whoever he wants to be, because no one can catch it. So there's another thing people need to just learn your bugs.
Yes, good point. Miley could be ready as well, which will
Miley could be back, which will be a welcome boost to the squad. I mean, some of the ratings that the players have been given are scandalous, considering how well they actually played. Yeah. But on your point of Barnes giving the ball away a lot, Lewis Hall was brilliant last night, but a lot of the times he miscontrolled things in the first half. He held onto the ball too long and got caught on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he was carrying Lamine Yamal in his pocket.
Yeah. A lot harder when you're carrying all that dead weight around on your back.
Exactly. Arguably the best young player in the world, and yet
he is just not in our league.
There's
a great quote from Pedri we'll talk about later on. The one that really scared me the most is when Trippier slipped.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they had to call the medics on. Yep.
Yeah. I thought, no. Luckily, Tino's on the bench and he could have came on for him, but you don't want to come on that early. And the fact that he slipped where he slipped and give the ball away, I was just like, you know what I mean? We're in trouble now. But he recovered and then he played that lovely ball down to Alanga, which got the cross in. Posed them more trouble when we had corners, but I'm surprised we never really got a decent effort in from our corners. And the one when Tonali heads it back in and it gets cleared off the line because the goalkeeper spills it. That was.
I mean, the Tonali header it wasn't going in, but you know it
was on target. It was going to go in.
Target, yeah.
The keeper spills it. It goes behind him. If the defender wasn't there, it would have crept over the line.
It was
just it had enough pace on it, but it should never be scoring from a header from the edge of the box, though. Because he was just putting it back into the danger area, wasn't he? Hoping someone
that was the thought process, wasn't it? Yeah,
exactly. And I can't really remember them having, other than having some decent possession down the right side and getting in, but they never really got into a dangerous like one-on-one situation, a really dangerous one where I thought, oh God, they're going to score here. There was some good blocks in. I mean, they only had 5 shots. Both teams had 5 shots in the first half.
Yeah.
And both keepers made one save. That was it. And
we were good. We were good.
We were good, but like I say, I mean, the XG tells us, you know, either team wasn't going to score in that first half because the chances they were creating, there was nobody getting anywhere near them.
I mean, the atmosphere as well. I just want to point out the atmosphere. It was electric.
It did sound it.
Mate, it was unreal. Like, I know Dan was in. I mean, the stack was absolutely bouncing. Unreal.
I felt bad for War Flags because they had their banners ready. And then for whatever reason, I found it funny. They had 2 separate banners. One that said Geordie boys are taking over.
Yeah.
And then the other one you would expect to say Champions League awaits for me. But this one was Budapest awaits for me.
Yeah.
The reason why I find it funny is because it got tangled up and flipped over. So you saw Pest, but you didn't see Buddha. So Geordie boys are taking over. Pest awaits for me. That's the first thing that I found funny. 2, I've been to Budapest, and the Danube runs through the middle of it. So, honest to goodness, one side of the river is called Buda. The other side of the river is called Pest. And the whole is Budapest. So I was just sitting there going, well, that side of the river didn't show up for the game tonight. So everything about it was amusing, and I felt bad for War Flags. You know, and of course, here they are trying to flip. I mean, it was a 10-foot tall banner. They're trying to flip it on end. You know that there's foot traffic going on right behind them. I just felt bad for them. I felt really bad for them because it didn't have the effect for as long as I think they intended. Because it got all dorked up. And then I thought the fireworks display was fantastic. I thought that was really kind of a neat idea. And they were playing AC/DC's Thunderstruck. But apparently where we were sitting, the fireworks were not hitting. I mean, they were timed. They were supposed to be exploding on the word thunder, you know?
Oh, right. Yeah.
And they were going, and it was going, poof, thunder. Poof, thunder. So it was out of sync. It had the effect it was supposed to have. It looked fantastic. It was a great atmosphere to start. I tell you, as soon as the seats filled in, because I got in my seat 30 minutes before kickoff because I wanted to see what War Flags was going to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stadium was empty. But I'll tell you, the concourses were stuffed full of punters getting beers, all that kind of stuff. As soon as the seats filled in, it was deafening. It was fantastic, as always.
Yeah. I mean, it did something. They had a camera on the Barcelona dugout, and even their players were all talking together. And then when Hey Jude came on and they were singing Geordies, they were all like, "Oh God, Jesus!" So yeah, it did sound like an amazing atmosphere. I've got to ask the question, and I personally thought it was a bit cringe, to be honest with you. The guy mic'd up walking down the stairs. I just thought, do you really need that on a night like this?
Oh, you've took me question right out me mouth, because I was going to ask you the same thing. What did you think of the pre-match? Because a lot of people now were doing fireworks, light shows, whatever. And, I keep hearing our fans saying, I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. But we've got to go with the times as well for the newer fans, haven't we?
Yeah.
You do, but do you need someone mic'd up walking down the stairs talking about that?
Mate.
You don't.
Very original. Very original.
Well, do you think? It's just not for me.
Let's just say I was sitting in the Lee's end. I didn't even know he was there.
Once the cameras panned away from him, you just heard his voice. You could hardly see him walking down the stairs. He was that far up. I
could not hear his voice for where I was sitting.
Ah, right. There you go. So,
do you know what I thought they would have used? I thought they would have used drones, with Stella being our sponsor. I think because drones would be reusable, environmentally friendly.
They've used drones before, haven't they? Remember when they won the first Champions League game?
Cost effective. Yeah. I just think I'd like to see. So I know something is going to come, and I don't want flames. Not like Villa.
We've had flames. We've had them quite a lot. The ones on the pitch. Yeah, you can feel the heat off them wherever you're sitting.
That's something that I don't want to see. Flames just look.
The Premier League have had flames.
Nah, I'm not a big fan of that. I think
we need
to be original.
Environmental, not friendly, innit? Having those flames flying up. But some bloke on crutches walked right past him. Could have told the fan to wait a moment. It just wasn't for me. Prime is so much better in comparison to Sky. I agree with that.
Yeah,
100%.
We do what we do. We enjoy talking about football with each other, right? But when it comes to watching it on TV, I want to see experts.
Yep.
I want to see people who have played in the competition. I want to see people who have played at St. James's Park in this sort of atmosphere talking. I don't want to see YouTubers talking on Sky or on TNT or on Prime. I want to see. It's why you pay a premium subscription to watch Alan Shearer, to watch Des Ferdinand, Wayne Rooney, people like that who are experts in the game, who have kicked a football, and that's including me. I wouldn't want to be on there talking about it because I wouldn't be able to give the expertise and the familiarity of playing in a Champions League game because I never have. So it's just not for me.
Paramount had Grella and Troy Deeney.
Oh.
I mean, Troy Deeney has kicked a football,
but not in the Champions League. That's what I mean. It's kind of like
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, aren't they?
Yes, they are. When you do things like that, I just don't know. It's just not for me. If I was at the game, I'd be like, "No, leave us alone. I'm drinking. I'm there to enjoy it."
Now that said, I would listen to Ian Wright and Alan Shearer on comms all day long.
Yeah,
just two of them just having a laugh and having a good time, and both of them have played in the most prestigious competitions there are to play in. So get in.
Absolutely. I tell you what, they showed a little video of Alan Shearer doing commentary at the game last night. I know we're jumping right to the very end a little bit, but when we scored, his professionalism was unbelievable. Because I would have lost my shit if we'd scored a last-minute winner. Well, what should have been a winner, but he was quiet, hardly moved, and he was just so professional doing it, and that shows you. I would have been jumping around like completely an absolute mad hatter.
A totally different Alan Shearer to when we scored in the Carabao Cup when he was a fan there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It just shows his levels ahead as a professional.
Yep, absolutely.
He knows where his grave from.
He does, yeah. The referee in the first half again. I was getting very, very frustrated. Yamal should have been yellow carded for pulling back.
Yep.
Lewis Hall. There was a few other tackles in that should never have been given as free kicks. Tonali gets a yellow card because he voiced his opinion.
The captain should have been off long before the end of the match when he tried to crab walk his way back onto the pitch. You know, and it was right in front of us. That was Elise's end. And he was absolutely demonized when he did that. I mean, the punters that were right there in that front row let him have it. And it was fantastic because Ramsdale turned and was like, WTF, man. It was so blatantly obvious what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And yet the ref did nothing.
Shocking, wasn't it?
I have whatever Tonali said to the ref must have been in Italian, and it must have been home. You know, it must have been a home truth or something, because that ref turned around and he brandished that yellow card. He was just like, I'm not having that. You don't talk about my mother that way, you know, or something like that, you know. But it was ridiculous how quickly he came out with a yellow for Tonali. Tonali was just sitting there going, there. They've had so many fouls and you've given nothing.
Yeah.
But I thought the referee was poor for both teams as well at times, because I mean there was one when we were down in the corner, and I think it was Joe Linton and Trippier were doubling up on the Barcelona player, and we just fell on him, and he just went to the ground, and I was like, well, that's a free kick to them, and the referee was just like, play on. I was just like, wow, this referee is terrible. But
it was bad refereeing.
He was shocking. The second half was a lot better goal mouth action wise. 11 shots to us. They only had 4. They had 2 big chances. We had 1. Obviously, we're going to talk about that. There was one big chance, so we should have scored, I think, 15 minutes from time when Murphy came on.
Yes.
That was the big chance. And it was a great cross. Yeah, his left foot. I'm thinking, you've got to be putting that away at this level. You can't not hit the target at least.
I think was it Shearer that said it on comms, that he said he's got to be burying that at this level.
Yeah.
And the thing is though, mate, that's where the Champions League finds these teams out and these players out. You've got to bury your chances. You don't get many.
It was so frustrating. And then we do score, then it's ruled out for offside. I mean, Harvey Barnes didn't have his best game. But when he cut inside and he tried to curl it in the far corner, hit the inside of the post, it's just our luck that it comes back out to the one player who's standing offside. I woke the kids up again, as usual, screaming the house down thinking we'd scored. But he was well offside, unfortunately.
I remember jumping up and going, he's offside. But do you know what it is? It's typical of the season, isn't it? That is our luck this season. It just wasn't to be. I thought, he's offside. Yeah. Can you just imagine if it wasn't offside, though?
I mean, a lot of the crowd didn't realise it was offside for just that fraction of a second, and the noise was unbelievable. What was the noise like in the ground, Dan, when that went in?
I mean,
I'm sorry. Say it again, Baz.
I'm saying, what was the noise like when the offside goal went in? Because I mean, everyone thought it was a goal, didn't they?
Everybody thought it was a goal. We were celebrating like mad, and then see the flag go up. Everybody was like, "Oh, come on!" So, no, it was. I mean, it was a groan heard throughout the stadium. Everybody. There were people that were still celebrating who didn't realize that it was offside. So,
brilliant. The other big chance, even though there was a shot from it, but it was a poor one, was when Harvey Barnes was going down the left-hand side, and he could have just squared the ball across, and he decided to take it on himself. That really frustrated me. And this is why I'll always say and I'll always defend Anthony Gordon being the better player, because Gordon would have passed that. He would have squared that with his left foot. Harvey Barnes is a goal-scoring left-sided midfielder. When he doesn't score, he doesn't contribute as much as what Anthony Gordon does when it comes to setting other players up and seeing the bigger picture.
True.
That was very frustrating. Jesus, City getting humbled in Madrid. There's no Mbappe or anyone like that as well, I don't think, because they've got injuries. I'm a bit surprised at that scoreline. But that was very frustrating. And it proved my point when Gordon came on, because Gordon played a lovely ball in the box, like early. I thought when Gordon came on, we had more chances because he was linking play up better than what Asula could do.
Yeah.
I mean, Asula did his job, don't get me wrong. Chelsea have equalised against PSG as well, away to PSG. That's a huge result. If that stays the same for them, because they're dodgy as anything. Bavardi with a brace. And then comes the goal. I mean, the best crosser at the club, who likes to do it 1 in 10 times. But what a cross we've put in. I mean, he couldn't have laid it on a play. And how Barnes hasn't been marked, I don't know when it comes to their defending. And he almost misses.
I was just about to say, he fluffs it.
Well, he hits it into the ground. I just think he's expecting to get more elevation and it just to go straight in. But the keeper read it well.
Yeah.
And he almost kept it out. Can you imagine if he kept it out? Oh, God, that would have been...
Oh, hey.
Absolutely devastating, but he didn't. Hits the back of the net. 89th minute, we're all thinking, Jesus, we're having one hell of a night here. We're beating Barcelona. I mean, Dan, the crowd must have been just unbelievable when that
unbelievable. Yep. Up and down the stands, everybody was jumping up and down. I mean, we were all ready to call it a win. That was it.
Yeah.
And then the whistles in the 3rd minute stoppage, just people whistling and everything was deafening.
Yeah.
Then just that.
Yeah.
So angry.
So I think it was registered 22 seconds after the 4th minute was finished that they picked the ball up. Olmo does a dummy on Thiaw. There's slight connection. The player feels it. He dives. No one can tell me that contact was enough to take him down. But it's always going to be a penalty. Yeah, it's always going to be a penalty, though, because the contact's there. But you could see the way he went down. You knew he was diving.
That's what annoyed me. It was like he'd been shot. And it just... come on. Back in the day, that would have never been given.
And this is why, should we have ex-professionals in VAR, which obviously we've all brought up. Do you see the Arsenal penalty today?
No, not yet.
It was worse than Ramsey. And it got given as a penalty.
See, the thing is, you've got to, there's like two, I mean, I'm going to say it, there's like 2 tiers of refereeing, and I think Barcelona get the rub of the green. Like, they got the rub of the green with most of the yellow cards. They probably should have. Some of the drag, the way they tackled us was horrendous. And because if Yamal had got a yellow card, he wouldn't be allowed to play at home. Now, I'm not going to say conspiracy, but could they not have Wonder Boy at home against Newcastle? I'm sorry,
it's just like us getting PSG getting that penalty to make sure they didn't get knocked out.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've just sent you the dive from the Arsenal player on Twitter. If you get a chance to look at it, it won't take long. I mean, there's no touch on him at all. So he puts the penalty away. Now, we've got to go back 2 minutes before the penalty even gets given. Wayne Rooney says we did the right thing by going for the second goal.
I disagree.
It's a sliding doors moment, isn't it? Because when we've got that free kick on the halfway line, we wasted so much time taking it, which is why they got the extra time to win the penalty. That's where it's come from.
Yep.
Eddie Howe's telling Dan Burn to go up. Dan Burn doesn't want to go up. He ends up going up. We throw the ball in the box. We nearly score because Anthony Gordon does a cheeky back heel and nearly gets into the path of a Newcastle player. That could have been 2-0. Everybody at that point would be saying, what a genius.
Yeah.
Throwing the big man up there, getting that second goal, giving us a chance to kill the tie. But we didn't score. So then you've got that sliding doors moment that you discuss. Was it the right thing to do? Was it not the right thing to do? Wayne Rooney says it was. I kind of understand it, but I'm just thinking, keep the 1-0 win.
Yep.
So where would you stand, Dan, on it? Would you like to have seen us go for it, or would you like to have seen us kick the ball in the corner?
Again, you said sliding doors. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Do you park the bus and take the risk that they're going to be able to carve you up and get into the box and flail about and win themselves a penalty anyway? Or do you go for the jugular at this point? At that point, you kind of felt like Barcelona was broken. I mean, we sucker punched them. And I can see Eddie saying, let's go for it. Come on. Let's show them that we're able to hurt them. You know, I can see where it makes sense to go for it. Me personally, I'm more reserved. I think I would have rather said, screw it. Let's keep the 1-0 win and let's take that to the Camp Nou. Yeah.
What's your opinion, Scott? Where you want it? Let's just think that what could have happened to what, and try and forget about what did actually happen, and then.
I just think personally, I'd played in the corner. I would, and this is where I think Eddie Howe needs to maybe look at himself a little bit. He told the lads to go for the second, and look at where we've ended up. I just think Eddie might have gone, head on, just let's take a 1-0 lead to the new camp.
Yep.
I am a little bit against Eddie with that management of them couple of minutes of that game. He's got to look at himself and go, shit, I should have just told them. And this is where sometimes world-class managers become elite managers. I just think could have took a few seconds in his head to go. He's probably gone home and gone, I balled that up.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, in Eddie we trust, and I still think we go to the new camp and we beat them.
My question is, would Luis Enrique have done that? Would Pep Guardiola have done that?
I don't think Pep would have. I mean, Pep would have said, go for it.
I think Pep's in a bit of a different position, though, isn't he? Because he's I don't know. He's in a bit of a different position because he just seems to be able. He's got the team to go. If it goes wrong, I can fix it. Possibly in the away fixture. I don't think we've got as much of that luxury
in the locker. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I get what you're coming from.
And the thing is, Pep's. I think. Do you know what it is? I think sometimes Pep gets bored with football because he's mastered it. He tries something in and around the game that you think, I don't know, what's he doing? And I think sometimes it's just boredom for him, so he just tries something different. And if it goes wrong, he'll go, I got that wrong. But it's in the middle of a game, and you think, what the hell is he doing? We haven't got that luxury. We should have just stuck it in the corner, kicked it into row Z, and took the 1-0 win.
Yep.
That's a good point. He's not in that position tonight. I mean, I get this, and it is 25 seconds over. But again, had we not wasted so much time taking that free kick, probably wouldn't have got this extra time to play. So, loads of people slating Gordon for giving the ball away, trying to earn a winner, but that was his instructions. So how can you blame a player who's following the instructions that the manager's given?
Exactly, yeah. And I think I don't call Eddie Howe much, but I think obviously he's told these players to go for it. They've gone for it, and it's kicked them in the teeth. I'm not really bothered about the 25 seconds over. It was always going to go over a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
mean,
always
does.
None of us are going to go, oh, it was 25 seconds over. It should have been. No, like, I'm not going to cry that way. Olmo-Thiaw got unlucky. And I think,
look at it, Scotty. I'm sorry. I have to go back and look at it. What throughout the match, there was a problem with getting match balls back to play. For a certain time, it looked like behind the Lisa's end, particularly, it was let Barcelona stew. Let they'll get a ball when they get a ball. It's not a big deal. The thing that frustrated me was it every throw in, specifically number 4, the captain. It looked like whenever Barcelona took a throw in, every player on the pitch had to touch the ball first. They kept handing it to each other. Where the referee finally blew the whistle and said, "Get on with it." Yeah. Was there? I'd have to go back and look at it. Was the extra time for that free kick because we were waiting on a ball?
No, we were waiting on Eddie Howe and Dan Burn to decide whether he was going to go front or not. Yeah, there was literally confusion of having Trippier was saying, "Get it in the corner," and then Eddie Howe was blowing his top in the technical area, going, "No, fling it in. Let's go for it." And Dan Burn was like, "Do I go up? Do I not go up?" And it just took ages. And then Tonali did a Johnny Wilkinson little shuffle to run up to the ball, which took another 5 seconds before he even kicked it. I was just like, "Come on, guys, get on with it. We're just, we don't want." And then obviously it bites us in the backside because they go up and score, don't they? So frustrating end to the game. Yeah. Obviously, I had this planned at full time. Didn't feel like tweeting it out at full time because obviously the little dick scored. So I kept it for today and I sent it out today because, Lewis Hall was still absolutely fantastic. I don't get how Harvey Barnes got man of the match. I know he scored, and this is what normally happens on live TV with giving the man of the matches, give it to the scorer. It was, for me, there was 2 outstanding players on the pitch last night. One was Lewis Hall, and the other one was Joe Linton.
Yep.
I thought he was back to his best last night.
There was a point where I said to the lad to my left, Joe got ruffled, and then he looked at the referee. Referee shot him down. Then he looked at the players that fouled him, and he looked at him like, "I've got your number." And then I said to the lad next to me, I said, "Here comes the Hulk." He's going to throw into a 2 or 3 player Joe Linton because he's going to be everywhere, and he was tremendous last night.
Power running forward, he was gliding across the pitch, he was cutting out everything. And this sums it up here. Now I understand why Premier League fans do say I wouldn't survive the English Premier League. The physicality is insane. No free spaces to turn, most especially when you were around Joe Linton. His physics alone scares me, not to even talk of the tackles he was making. I just had to make sure I left the pitch without sustaining an injury. Quite funny comments. I don't know how true they are, but the other one was Yamal. He came out and said, I don't understand how technical players like Bruno survive in this league. Because he said every time I got the ball, it was like I stole it and there was 3 players around me trying to win it back.
Yep.
And that's credit to the way Eddie Howe set the team up, the way the players executed the plan, and they did it from minute 1. And I know they had quite a bit of possession at times and they looked dangerous, but they never looked like they were going to score from open play last night.
Agreed.
And this is why I think we can beat them there. Because we're going to be just as physical out there.
Of course we are. And if we can sum up that performance against Paris Saint-Germain and be more clinical, there isn't any reason why we shouldn't beat them in the Camp Nou. It'd be very, very tough, don't get me wrong. But if we've got the right players fit and ready, and we can execute the game plan just like we did in Paris, I think we could beat them. The only thing that worries me is the Barcelona pitch is bigger. And it's harder. It's wider. It's literally on the limits of what a pitch size can be. So that makes it harder. Jesus Christ, it's 3-0.
Yep.
Wow, so you're getting humbled tonight, along with Liverpool and Tottenham.
Where
Was it
But where the
Arsenal?
embarrassment?
Arsenal 1-1. Yeah, Arsenal drew 1-1. You know, so
But
yeah,
where the embarrassment?
where the embarrassment apparently in this league.
I went to the Strawberry after the match,
Mhm.
and I was upstairs watching it on telly, and God, you just wanted the ground to swallow Kinski, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, the poor bastard, had to have been taken out of his misery. I mean, just good Lord. Did you retweet the guy having a meltdown on Twitter, Eddie? I mean, Baz.
I don't think anything Scott did.
It was me.
Scotty?
Yeah, Scott.
Oh my God. Oh my days.
He has a meltdown every weekend, him.
He does, but this one was just extra special.
It's 1-0 blood. It's 1-0 blood.
Bam, bam. How can you do that to me, fam? Blood, come on. Oh God.
I felt bad for him, but it's for clicks. So
It is. I felt sorry for Kinski mind. Like the kid's gonna have to come. He should have never been
17 minutes. 17
he should have never been
minutes and he
put in
got
that
hooked
position though. Come on.
this is why you don't play blood. You've gotten scored on more times than you've played blood.
Here's a serious question for you though. Has Hope finally lost the gloves for a good time?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so
yeah.
too. Yeah.
But I still don't think Ramsdale's doing enough to get a permanent move.
No, I don't think he's the answer. But for now, he is. Yeah.
I mean, I talked to a lad at work who's a goalkeeper for a decent Sunday league team, and he still thinks Pope's a better goalkeeper. And he says the one thing that Ramsdale does that really frustrates him is when players are running towards him, he doesn't dive out at them.
Right.
No, he stays, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he says that really frustrates him because that's the way you cut down the angles and how you make more saves.
Yeah.
And he says that's a very off-putting thing to watch a goalkeeper do. So there you go.
The other thing is, well, does Bruno walk straight back into the team as well?
Yes.
I think so. I think so.
100%. If he's fit enough, he plays. It's as simple as that. We are missing that player who can unlock the door. But there's another player that we haven't really spoke about too much of, Jacob Ramsey. I thought he was superb again last night. It took a little while in the first half to get into it, but when he got into it, very tidy. But that's the thing. We've got three very tidy players in midfield. We don't have someone who's able to play that. I mean, Tonali's beautiful footballer, but they don't have that Bruno killer pass in them, do they?
No. And there were a couple of times where Tonali made a pass where there was nobody. It was like he saw two moves ahead. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And then he put the ball where he thought someone was going to be, and they were 10 yards behind it. It's
quite frustrating that, though, isn't it, Dan, really? Because sometimes that does get us into a lot of trouble, and it frustrates me.
Agreed.
Bodo Glimt are winning 2-0 at home against Sporting.
There you go.
The shock of the Champions League.
Any strikers at Bodo Glimt that we might be able to steal, in the summer?
I'd probably take off their team.
Lots of talk last night in the Strawberry about, do we make a move for Trafford? Do we go ahead and do it? Is Verbruggen a realistic target? Is that going to happen? Who's going to leave? Everybody, everybody at the table was going, if Anthony Gordon, if a bid comes in from Liverpool for 80 million, do you sell him? I'm sitting there going, not to Liverpool. I don't want to do anything to help Liverpool.
No, definitely not. Arsenal's the other option, isn't it? Apparently.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Arsenal fans would have that. I think they would, they would let Arteta know, not happening, mate. Also,
we need both.
We do.
We need both.
He didn't even consider Voltmada last night, though, as well, though, lads.
He didn't. He didn't.
Do you know what,
he didn't consider 130 million pounds of striker, Scotty.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, like, is that not blatantly a worry that was sat there going, why didn't he give them a go?
It is a worry in a way, but I still think give him the summer, give him next season, because some players take a year to settle into the league.
I agree. It's just a little bit nauseating that you think, why isn't you putting one of them on? Come on, like surely somebody's got to be showing him something in training.
Yeah.
Other than your best mate or
But again, when are they having training?
Right.
You know, like
this is the other part of it. Eddie, this is where Eddie Howe needs to. This is what I was talking to Chris about today. Eddie Howe has had 2 Champions League campaigns.
Yeah.
And every time we've been in the Champions League, we've struggled with our league form.
Yeah.
And the reason being is he doesn't get the time on the training pitch with his players to drill in what he needs to drill in. And this is where Eddie Howe needs to adapt as a manager to become an elite manager. This is the thing that he's missing. The string that he's missing to his bow is not being able to adapt in a season where you're in 4 competitions. And he's new to it. He's never done it before until Newcastle. So it's just going to take a little bit of time. And I think you'll learn from all the mistakes that have happened. For Bragan, we spoke about him on our charity night, and Graham Bailey thinks he's off to Bayern Munich, and that's if their goalkeeper retires, which they're not too sure whether he's going to have one more season or not. So he's only a target if he doesn't go to Bayern. So it's going to be an interesting one. There's another goalkeeper you mentioned, but I can't remember his name. Was it the one you were trying to pronounce?
No, I said Verbruggen. That's who.
No, there's another one. There's another one you mentioned. One, a young goalkeeper, 22-year-old.
Oh, from Lens.
From Lens, yeah.
I can't remember his name. Me and Les were talking about him.
Yeah, so he's the other one who we're very interested in. So we'll see.
I don't know why we don't go for Liverpool's backup that we were originally after a long time ago.
Because I don't think they want to do business with Liverpool. But you're right, Dan. I mean, I thought that, but I didn't want to do business with Rissa. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
21,
22 or something like that. This is the other thing as well. Obviously, you mentioned about outgoings. We'll talk about it just for a little bit because let's get your man of the matches first of all. Mine was Joe Linton. Dan?
Lewis Hall.
Lewis Hall. Oh,
he was brilliant. I just thought Joe Linton was just that little bit extra spicy last night. I really enjoyed it. Didn't give the ball away as much as he didn't have a lot to do. Additional stay. Of course he will. So outgoings, obviously, you mentioned potentially the ones of and someone said to me that Lewis Hall will not be at the club next season. I went, come on, mate. Let's not be silly now. He's not leaving Newcastle. I'm not saying he wants to leave. I'm saying he'd be sold. I went, Newcastle won't sell Lewis Hall.
No.
Not in a million years. It's not happening. There's 2 players that could potentially, if we needed to, because we need a bigger pot of gold to work with in the summer, that will leave, that you wouldn't want to leave, but you could understand why the club would sell them because of the value. So Anthony Gordon being one of them. 80 million is a lot of money. He's split opinion with the fan base, 50-50 down the middle. I think I personally am on the 50-50, the 50th% side of him staying because I think he's quality. I just think he's having a bad season in the Premier League. He's shown his class in the Champions League. But I can see why people get annoyed with him. I'm not blind to it.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't sell him to Liverpool. Apparently Chelsea could be interested in Gordon as well. I don't think they do, but he's not going to come available anyway. No. The other player is Tino.
Yeah. So I have it on good authority, Baz, that Tino's not going anywhere. He loves it at the Toon.
That's good.
He's a BF. I mean, his BFF is Lewis Hall.
Yeah,
He has no intentions of leaving. He wants to do better. He wants to get fitter. He wants to be at Newcastle. I'm not calling myself an ITK. I'm saying I have it on good authority from trustworthy sources that he has no
intention. So in the know, Dan has just said that Tino's not leaving. Get it all on Twitter. He said it from trustworthy sources. I mean, I don't want Tino to go. He's got 2 years left on his contract. But here's a scenario for you. City are willing to pay apparently about £70 million for him. That's a record fee for a right back in world football, I believe.
Yeah.
Why don't we say to them, potentially, give us 40 million in Trafford? Would you be interested? I'd take Mamouche and rot him in the reserves just so he doesn't score against us again. But would you consider that? That's obviously Trafford is going to want to move away. Us and Villa apparently are interested. Tino's injury record, and I've said this a lot. I love Tino as a defender, but when he crosses the halfway line, he goes to pieces.
Well, notice Eddie had Jacob Murphy playing almost as a pseudo right back last night and kept sending Tino forward.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Well, Tino, it's quick enough to go forward. That's the thing. He's quick and he doesn't have the quality. Could you imagine if Tino had Trips' quality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be worth 100 million.
Yeah.
Easily.
Tino's still young.
He is young, but he's been at the club for 2.5, 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
How many goals has he got?
Injury record that worries me.
It's not just his injury record. How many goals has he scored?
Oh, I mean, if you want to,
how many assists has he got? For someone who gets into such great positions in the box and right wing crossing and getting into goal scoring opportunities, he's had plenty. He just can't do it.
No.
And I love him as a defender, but I just think if you put his whole package together and a Man City bought him, that's the first thing I would say to Martin. You bought a cracking defender, but if Pep expects him to assist and score, you've got the wrong right back.
Yeah.
So Tino does have it in, and remember the run. Yeah,
I think
that was a great run, but he passed the ball when he just got over the halfway line, and then it was Miggy who did the rest, wasn't it?
He sort of kicks himself when he goes over the halfway line, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
But I love him as a defender because he's quick to get it back into position. He's learned that a lot from Trips. But for 70 million, that's a lot of money for a right back. And even if you can get 40 million in Trafford, you think Trafford's worth about 30 million. That's not a bad deal either.
Who would you replace Tino with? Who, if you did the deal, you've got your Trafford in, who's going to be your right back?
This is where
Barcelona.
No, definitely not. But this is where your scouts have got to do.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I don't have a name for you, but I'm sure they can find someone. There's other quality right backs in the Premier League. There's other quality right backs in the world. So,
and this is why we can't be so like, this is our final team, because it isn't. People go all the time. Do you know what I mean? He might go, and our scouts will have to scout somebody else. And there will be a better right back out there than Tino. There is. There's got to be. And somebody that can put the ball in the back of the net as well.
But there might be a right back that's a rough diamond that Eddie Howe can turn into a better one at a cheaper price. That's what I'm thinking.
100%.
I'm sorry, Ed, you're asking the wrong person that question.
I just said that.
There we are. He said, if St. James's Park had a ceiling, it would have loads of dints in it.
Baz, man. Leave the kid alone.
Look, he's a lovely lad. He
runs
his heart out. He just doesn't have
the killer instinct.
He's had almost 2 90 minutes now in a row, and he hasn't affected the game as well as he should have, personally. So
the other discussion was, there's been talk in the last week that PIF are ready to make a fantastic contract offer to Sandro Tonali in order to keep him, but the folks that were discussing this last night were sitting there going, he and his missus want to go back to Italy.
I don't think he does. I think his missus does, but I don't think he does. There was a rumor that someone says he wants to be part of the leadership team next year.
Yep.
Yes, I've heard that.
That's not a player who wants away, is it?
Nope.
And he might be telling his missus, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to knuckle down and get on with it. I'm the breadwinner here. He isn't. That boy is a Geordie. So suck it up.
Jules saw Mrs. Tonali in Phoenix the other day, Yep.
No way.
Yep. She was getting off the elevator at the same time Jules was like around the corner. So
that's quality. But the thing is, we saw her in Covent Garden and didn't realize it was her, and she had a smile on her face. She was amongst all the Newcastle fans, right in the middle of everything.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Well, going anywhere.
If it's coming from him, then I don't know if it is true.
I mean, let's face it, though. If Newcastle offer him a bumper deal, a couple more zeros on the end of his pay packet, she'll love it, man.
Yeah.
She can fly back to Italy whenever she wants.
Well, this is it. Yeah.
He'll buy her a plane.
Exactly. Yeah. The club will buy her a plane on the side. There you go. There's your plane to Italy whenever you want to use it.
I was wrong. It wasn't Phoenix. It was H&M.
H&M, yeah. Why is she in H&M? I mean, Jesus. Oh, yeah.
Looks for a deal, Baz. Come on now.
That's how you make money, mate.
That's how you make money. I love it. But yeah, there's lots to ponder. There's lots to think about. I mean, we've still got a great chance. We're still in the competition. You know, we've had some banter in our Geordie Mackham group, and the Mackhams are trying to get one over on us because they supported Barcelona last night. And I'm like, come on. You know, you support one team and one team only. Yeah. We'll look forward to going on to Martin's channel on Friday because it is his turn to host. We missed last Friday because Martin wasn't well, and his dad was obviously in hospital operation and all that sort of stuff. He's now back out fighting fit. So we'll be on his channel on Friday, and if it gets worse for him tonight, oh boy, they're going to get a hammering. When do we play? When do we kick off on Saturday? Is it Saturday?
5:30.
5:30. Oh, I'm at work. What a bastard. But we'll be back live on Sunday night for the review of the weekend's game. Come and join us on Mancunian Way on Friday. Let's just keep the faith. I mean, Jesus Christ, playing against the team that's winning in La Liga, is top of the league. We reduced them to hardly anything last night. And if we go over there with the same mentality, same sort of game plan, same determination as we did at PSG, we could cause an upset. We really could. And we've got to believe we can do that. Unlucky Jules. Watch it on your phone. You should never miss a game these days, no matter where you are. I was a best man at the best man's wedding when we played Man United at St James's Park. We drew them ones each. I didn't miss a kick of that ball. I was watching it on my phone.
You weren't up at the altar, yeah?
No, it was. I can't remember where it was now. Wasn't that far away. It was near the airport. It was like a lovely little. Had like 3 different venues in the same place. It was really nice. But I watched the whole game on my phone. As soon as they were cutting the cake, that's when ASM scored, and I went nuts. And there's them slicing the cake down, and everyone getting videos, and there's me with his 2 bands jumping around like maniacs watching the Newcastle game. So there you go. Exactly, you never miss a kick. Well, Mancunian Way Friday, our show Sunday. Please, if you want to, not that one. Where is it? Oh, I've deleted it. The one for Chris. So Chris is a lovely guy. He reached out to me. I've obviously passed the details on to Scott as well. He needs more people to interview. I think he's a brand ambassador doing a PhD in uni, college, or whatever it is to do with brands. It's not the conversation I was expecting, because I was expecting human rights and all this sort of rubbish. But if you see him on Twitter, reach out to him. He needs another 8 more people, I think, to interview. So he needs to get it done, as quick as possible. It was ASM. It was a while ago. So reach out to him, please, and get that sorted. And we'll see you all again very soon.
You do sponsors, Baz?
Yeah, might as well. Why not? I need a drink. My mouth's getting dry. Diet Crow, Benny and family, absolutely amazing stuff. Baz 20 for 20% off. Link is in the description. Loads of Newcastle stuff and other stuff as well. The multi-award winning Sparky, who's going to be meeting Shay Given, I think, very soon.
Friday night.
Yeah, I've given him his orders to try and get him on our channel. So to plant the seed and to try his best. So, but if you want to tour, you want to get involved with anything that's around Newcastle and around the surrounding areas, Sparky and his company are the right place to be. Link is in the description. Prince Charming as well, absolute fantastic stuff. They do loads of stuff in Wales End. They print shirts, sign stuff, all the movie memorabilia, other sports memorabilia, everything you can think of, he can get his hands on it. So please consider checking out his Facebook page and maybe buying something. I'm going to try and get more up-to-date pictures because he brought loads of stuff to the charity night, and some of the stuff I've not seen in his shop, and they were brilliant. So, well, the sponsors get a shout out in everything, Jules. Sometimes we don't have to do it personally, because what you got to remember is whenever we put these up, the sponsors are there.
There you are.
They're on the thumbnails. They're in the description. They get shout outs all the time. It's just sometimes we want to talk about football.
True.
And that's what tonight was all about. But yeah, so all the links are in the descriptions. All the links to all our pages are as well, and Twitter accounts and Instagram accounts and all that sort of stuff. We'll see you Friday night, Mancunian way. Our show Sunday night. I'm babbling on now. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.